The California situation is legitimately getting worse, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I can't even believe what I'm reading. It's $24 billion from taxpayer money to fix up the homeless crisis. And I want to show this video real quick to start this video because this was just literally the other day. Now, we got people here that live in California. I also want to talk about not only Gavin Newsom, the $24 billion, but I also want to talk about how Gavin Newsom and California are legitimately causing themselves. Blue state governor grilled after report to defy Trump's deportation plan. So they're again, Gavin Newsom versus Tom Homan. That's literally about to happen. And I'm going to play that clip because blue cities, specifically California and Chicago, Los Angeles and Chicago, mostly sanctuary cities, are planning on defying after January 21st. So we got to talk about that. But first, let's play this. What we are looking at is the streets of Hollywood right now and California. I mean, they look even worse than before. $24 billion gone in this project to stop homelessness. And this is what California looks like right now. This is the video that we're looking at. Legitimately, the homeless population is growing rapidly. And it just looks like this on a daily basis. So that begs the question, what happened with the money? Who has the money and what have they done overall with it, right? This is the same thing as the climate crisis situation, right? Where all this money from taxpayer dollars go to these NGOs, these foundations, the government. As you can see, dogs with homeless people. I mean, that looks insane. Make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. But this report right here, I want to play this clip from the Patrick Bet-David show. This is pretty crazy.
So this is the governor of California, the great state of California, which he's destroyed the last 4 years under his reign. He's being
that was downtown LA, by the way. Downtown LA.
asked, what happened for this $24 billion that you asked us taxpayers to fix homelessness? What happened to that money? Here's the exchange. Go ahead, Rob.
Doing enough to determine whether the money that's being plowed into homelessness is being well spent?
One of the vexing issues that was highlighted in the audit was local, and each city and county has different strategies and approaches. We've tried to level set that.
I'm sorry, Governor, I didn't hear responses to either of those questions.
So they're asking them about the $20 billion that's missing. $20 billion missing. California is missing $20 billion. And we're here talking about, well, mostly everybody has been talking about Elon Musk and, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy. Ironically enough, those are the people that will be handling this probably in this next administration, the Trump administration. But, bro, and then he's dodging these questions. What was that answer? I don't understand.
Exchange. Go ahead, Rob.
Doing enough to determine whether the money that's being plowed into homelessness is being well spent?
One of the vexing issues that was highlighted in the audit was local, and each city and county has different strategies and approaches. We've tried to level set that.
I'm sorry, Governor, I didn't hear responses to either of those questions. Do you acknowledge whether the money that the state isn't doing enough to ensure that the money is being well spent?
The audit did not surprise me. The state has advanced unprecedented investments, you're correct, and unprecedented interventions demanding more accountability with state money at the local level.
Yeah. What does that mean, buddy? Tom, what
the hell was that? That's so crazy. We have a governor of the United States of America legitimately not knowing where $20 billion have gone, the $24 billion that was legitimately just supposed to go to stopping homelessness, right? This is a problem. Like, we have a problem with homelessness. We need $24 billion. Where is the money going? And then he gets asked the question. He didn't even answer the question. I mean, what type of answer is that? That's That's a wild way to answer a question, in my opinion.
Your thoughts on Newsom and how he's being held accountable with the money and still doesn't give any answers?
Well, guess what? The questions that are being asked publicly of Gavin Newsom are the ones that are being asked privately by people that are leaking out all over the place about Kamala Harris. What you saw in the Kamala Harris campaign, you take a big stack of money, you give it to bureaucrats and politicians, and they spend it on micro programs and stuff. And there's consultants and there's skim all over that. We saw it in the Harris campaign. Take the billion in the Harris campaign that disappeared, multiply it by 20 over a couple of years. That's what's happening in California. There are consultants in that was lost. There are individual cities that each did things their own way, which was wasteful. You know, the whole point of a state government is to say, we're going to do it this way in every city, and you get some efficiencies like that. If you run a business like that, Pat, you ran an incredibly successful, great nationwide insurance, you know, with one playbook for sales, you had everybody marching together doing it. That's not how it works. You could have a Republican city in Orange County, they get money. You could have a Democrat city in Santa Barbara, they get money, and then they do it themselves. And then they pay their own consultants. And it's waste and it's crap and it's a lack of leadership. And that's what he doesn't want to own up to. Oh, the audit didn't surprise me. You're in charge, dude. You're the governor. You're the one that can put down these guardrails. When there are wildfires in California, Pat, the way it works, the governor declares national disaster area and you have full coordinated efforts. Why? Because there's nothing to hide behind. The flames don't wait. You have to coordinate, you have to show leadership, and you have to get the fire out. But when you're doing this thing on homeless, well, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. Newsom has presided over something that is 20 times more loss than the Kamala Harris campaign. And what's the difference? Not much.
Yeah, I mean, I think Democrats are just out here losing money. I mean, the Kamala Harris campaign, somebody said they're going to drink if I mention Kamala Harris. So there I am mentioning Kamala Harris for you. But it does make me sick to know that this is a real story. This is a real story happening. And he's legitimately doesn't have an answer to where these funds are going in the first place. But his response to all of this is this. While a lot of people are distracted on that fact, here he is trying to cause havoc on the next Trump administration. I want you to take a look at this.
California Governor Gavin Newsom wasting no time reportedly drawing up plans to help illegal migrants dodge deportation when President-elect Trump takes office, according to an internal memo obtained by Politico.
We can't find the $20 billion, but guess what we're going to do as a state? We're going to stop Trump's and Trump's plan for mass deportations of illegal migrants that are here working for these companies that are hiring illegal migrants and all. You know how it goes. Yeah, we can't find the $24 billion, but guess what though? Trump is the problem. Trump is the problem. This is why this is pretty crazy.
Newsom is planning an immigrant support network to connect at-risk individuals, their families, and communities with legal services, schools, labor unions, local governments, etc. Ron Vitello served as Border Patrol chief during President Trump's first term. He's also been the acting director of audit.
Yeah, so they're trying to basically, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't feel like any of these people work for the American people. I think these people work for themselves. And whatever Trump does, they just have to do the opposite. I mean, it's pretty crazy. They're trying to start programs for it to defy the deportation. Like, listen to this: the creation of an immigrant support network. Immigrant support network, not illegal. They're basically just bagging every immigrant that's ever entered this country. They're just bagging them in one. Oh, nah, if you're an immigrant, if you've been here for 25, 40 years, and you came here legally, you're also going to be, put in this conversation. You should also be ashamed of voting for Trump.
To connect at-risk individuals, their families, and communities with legal services, schools, labor unions, local governments, etc. Ron Vitello served as Border Patrol chief during President Trump's first term. He's also been the acting director of ICE as well as a deputy commissioner of CBP. Ron, hope you had a fantastic Christmas in pushing back on the effort to finally get the border chaos under control. What do you make of this?
Merry Christmas, Griff. This is destructive leadership shown by Gavin Newsom in California. We just had an election on November 5th. People voted for secure borders, safe streets, and knowing that the president was going to initiate a deportation effort, not just because he wants to, but because we just had about 12 million people enter the country and being encountered by CBP crossing the border illegally. Something must be done about what just happened over this last 4 years. And now he wants to use the state's funds and the state infrastructure to flout federal law. This is a state that has some of the highest income taxes in the country, some of the highest sales tax in the country, and it got a $68 billion deficit, billion with a B. And so he's going to use taxpayer resources to protect who exactly? People who are in the country illegally, who broke the law to be there, and have also broken the law in the jurisdictions in which they.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, this guy's cooking. You think about it, right? Think about New York, right? How bad New York is. I just saw Mayor Adams legitimately go on the train stations again. You think about it, right? Think about New York, right? Hold on. I don't know why the audio is playing here. So he basically went to the train stations to talk to people. I don't know if you guys saw this video. In my opinion, I'm like, you know, in New York, I gotta pay state tax, I gotta pay federal tax, I gotta pay self-proprietor tax, I gotta pay all type of taxes. The rent is too high, the land is too high. To buy a house is impossible here. Every house is over $1 million in the worst neighborhoods in the world. And you telling me that our government, right? Your government in Los Angeles, from city to city, right? San Francisco, Los Angeles, Sacramento, most of these cities in California are all pretty much pro sanctuary city. So you telling me that you got to pay for all of these things, you got to do all these things, and the government is basically saying, nah, you know, we're going to be spending all this money that we just lost, but we're going to be spending more money and protecting the people that aren't even citizens. Meanwhile, you're suffering and paying a lot of money. And then there's rumors that the state tax might be raised. I don't know, but it seems like a fake. It seems fake, but it's real. Oh, but it's damn real. All right, here we go. So let's move on to Tom Homan, and let's move on to something that happened on CNN. So reality hit CNN like a truck after she suggests, Abby Phillips suggests, deporting illegals costs too much money. Meanwhile, $24 billion was just lost in California. I just want to put that out there again. Still, we have no accountability for it. Nobody's going to jail. But hey, guys, if you don't pay your taxes, you might be going to jail because the IRS might be knocking on your door if you don't pay those taxes. Let's take a listen.
One of the things I've heard him give a lot of interviews, and I know he understands the problem that they want to solve, but he doesn't seem to have a sense of the scope of what it's going to take, what it's going to cost. And that's a critical question.
Well, I actually had a meeting with Tom Homan the other day, along with a number of my colleagues, and we talked about this very issue. Look, it's already costing states like New York billions of dollars of taxpayer money to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and healthcare to illegal immigrants. Then you have the situation where you have criminal aliens committing violent crimes, just as we saw a woman being burned alive on a subway.
Yo, a woman was set on fire. Can we talk about that? A woman was legitimately set on fire. Set on fire. And my rent is legitimately $3,000. Some people's rent is $4,000 for 2 bedrooms. We got people being set on fire. Like, yo, we not making this up. This is real. Like, it's not fake. You know, somebody goes, well, I don't want to pay taxes anymore. You know what's going to happen to you? Your whole livelihood is done. Let's keep going. Let's keep listening. This gets crazy.
By a man who was previously deported and then came back into the United States illegally. The fact is that what Tom Homan is going to do is start the process of deporting criminal aliens out of the United States. And sanctuary states and cities like New York need to cooperate. This idea that you're going to violate federal immigration law, that you're going to use taxpayer money to provide all of these free things. By the way, while Kathy Hochul in New York is charging New Yorkers $2,500 just for the privilege of driving to work in Midtown Manhattan. It's a joke. This is the stuff that needs to stop. So yes, there is a price tag. Yes, it's going to cost money. But the reality is we cannot continue to have this massive influx of illegal immigrants coming into the country. Since Joe Biden took office, over 10.5 million people. That's unsustainable. And it's costing us billions of dollars.
We got to end the show. We got to end the show after that. CNN panics. as they always do, as you can see in her face. What's crazy and about Abby Phillips' face, Abby Phillips knows this. She knows, most everybody knows that this is the truth. Most everybody knows that a lot of people, they just want to live their lives, but they're noticing that they have to live paycheck by paycheck. And a lot of people's time is running out. A lot of people's patience is running out. I'll be honest with you. When people hear about $24 billion being lost, the Pentagon failing audits for like the 100th time, not the 100th time, exaggerating, but for like the 7th year in a row, they're failing audits. The IRS is still coming after people. Taxes are going up. Rent is going up. All these things are going up. It just creates the perfect ball and the perfect storm. That's why Donald Trump was elected, because regular folks who just want to live their lives aren't really able to live their lives at peace, knowing that all this commotion and chaos is happening around them and they still have to pay a hefty tax. What's crazy about this is that a whole bunch of people are still going to vote blue. A lot of people are still trying to convince you that voting blue, no matter who, is the right thing to do. That's the craziest part about this. That's why I just think like, man, this is pretty crazy. Because think about it. When you become somebody of status in the United States of America, you start beginning to get money, there's problems, big problems. When you're poor, there's big problems. No matter what, it's just going to be problems no matter what. So I just think it's pretty crazy to hear this report of Gavin Newsom. And then when he's asked about it, he doesn't know where the money's gone. He doesn't know what's going on with the money. But you want to know what he's doing? He's trying to fight Trump on the immigration policy. He's trying to fight Trump on his policy. Again, it's going to be very interesting how these next 4 years are going to go. In fact, how these next 25, 24 days are going to go. We're getting very, very close to January, right? We're about to enter a new year. But what's going to happen? Where's the accountability going to come from? All right? This is why I think MAGA, right? The regular folks who voted for Trump, the people who are extremely MAGA, and that's why this split that I'm seeing right now, and this is why I titled this video, everybody's distracted. A lot of people are distracted on what the real issues are. A lot of people have become very distracted with drama, when in reality, these are the real issues. When Donald Trump says the enemy from within, I don't think of the enemy from within as somebody that's shooting us. I think of the enemy from within as somebody that's legitimately robbing us in front of our very own eyes. A corrupt government, a corrupt department. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm seeing. So don't be distracted. These are the real stories. This is what's really going on. This is what we voted for. This is what the people want. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to smash the like button right now. Spread the word on this video. We got emergencies happening out there. Make sure to smash the like button. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And yeah, the January 6th cases, that's another big. Anytime my dog hears, anytime she hears the ambulance or the fire truck go by, Gigi, it's okay, it's okay, come here. It's okay, it's okay. She just starts, she's turned into a wolf. Right? You turn into a wolf, Gigi. You start thinking that the emergencies are happening. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here to ensure you that everything's going to be just fine. Nah, she's not a husky, but she turns into one. She's a pit bull Doberman. All right, guys. That was a distraction, but make sure to smash the like button. Yeah, it comes natural. Spread the word on this video. I love you guys, and I'm going to be live again, or probably do a video for you guys and then come live again. A lot of things going on in the world of politics. Yes, a lot of people are on break. A lot of people are away. A lot of people are with their families. We still have one more holiday to go, which is a very new year. So before we get there, we're going to be definitely updating each other on the news. All right. See you guys on the next one.